everybody, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm finally doing my luxury slash high-end makeup collection. I brought everything again through to the nail room due to the lighting. It is just so much better in this room. So I'm going to go through all the stuff and I'm going to try and do it the way that I would apply my makeup. So starting with like a primer and working up to tips. So I'm going to get the priming stuff out. What I'm going to do is stop at the end of each sort of section and get the next section of stuff out the container, because raking through it is just going to take up time in the video and I think it's moot, there's no need for it. So I'm going to break between sections so that I can get out the stuff that belongs in that category. I hope that makes sense, so give me a minute and I'll be right back. Okay, we're organised. Now, I don't really have a lot in the way high-end primers. It's samples mainly. So I'm going to start off with the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow. I've got a sample of this. I do have some of it in a small, do you know the wee tubs that we get like nail art and stuff in? I've got some in a tub in there, but I've got another one to put into it when that's finished. This stuff, I find it's really nice. It just gives you a nice, I have got it on, it doesn't really show through very much because I don't put a lot on, but you can apply it as like a pinpoint highlighter. I just don't do that with it. I tend to smear it all over my face. I need all the glow I can get. The only full size, and it's not even so much high end, it's the Body Shop. Now I've included the Body Shop because Body Shop's getting up there in price, and for all it's a high street shop, I think some of its prices for makeup and skincare items is quite high. So I've included that primer, and it's the Tea Tree Pore Minimizer one, and I find it round here, as I've gotten older, on my nose and round there, I find my pores are quite visible. So I do like this one for that reason, and for the exact same reason I also have the Porefessional. Again, it's a sample. Most of these have come from like Birchbox, Glossybox, because there's some things that I just don't think you need to pay the high-end prices for. So I'm happy to mess about with the samples and see what they're like, etc, etc, but I don't particularly want to pay the high-end prices for these things. So I've also got Benefits the Porefessional License to Blot, and sometimes if I'm going on a night out I take this with me, and this stuff's just literally coming out my collection. I haven't wiped it, I haven't cleaned it, so some of it's going to look used. So this I like to take out if I'm going on a night out or whatever, if I don't have a powder compact that I can lift. Some compacts I've got, I can't take them out, and sometimes I can't find my Dior one to take with me, so I take this, and if you just put a wee bit on the nose and just smear it over, it dyes the shine right down, but it doesn't make your skin look matte, and I love that. So that's one I definitely would buy the full size of. I love it. So this is a illuminating primer, and this is Lise Wattier, and I'm sure she's a Canadian brand. I'm pretty sure she's Canadian. And this is love. I'm not going to swatch or colour swatch or anything every single item for you, but some of them I will. And this, it just gives such a nice glow. Obviously I've applied a lot to my hand there, but you can imagine that on your skin under a foundation. It just looks healthy. And even if you don't want to put a lot of foundation on, I find this evens quite a bit. So you can use that and then just put your concealer under your eyes or whatever. And I find that that is sometimes enough. So that's the primers that I've got. Again, I don't have a lot of high-end foundation. Let's get this one out the road first. This is Guerlain Lingerie Depot, and I've had the full size of this, and I finished it, and it's an amazing foundation. I absolutely love it. But I have a sample. I think I got it at a counter or at a pop-up somewhere when I bought something else. So this is a really good foundation, and I would recommend it. Oh, I do have another primer. Again, it's a samples. Moroccan primer. I haven't opened this. This was a sample that I got in, I think it was probably a Birchbox. And it says 3-in-1 Argan and Rosehip Oil Primer. Skin Refining Primer. Now, as I say, I haven't used that, so I don't know what it's like. with organic exfoliating agents. Now, I'm not sure I want an exfoliator in my primer, so I'm not sure about that, but I will give it a go because it's there. So this is Estee Lauder's Double Wear, and it's in a tiny wee bottle because when I finished the bottle with the pump, I tried to tip out what was left, but there was nothing coming out. If you know Double Wear, it's quite a thick foundation. So what I did was I got one of those, in fact, do you know the throwaway lipstick ones that you usually get with a lip gloss? I got one of them and I scraped around the inside of the glass jar and put it all into here. I'm a money saver, what can I say? So that is 1W1 in that shade, and that's, again, if I'm going out, I like to put that on my nose. I don't put it anywhere else, I feel it's quite heavy for my skin, so I like it on my nose because it stops the shine. It just stops the shine dead in its tracks. I've got MAC Studio Fix, which is in NC15. I think the MAC colours are strange. This is actually the pump from the Double Wear that I cleaned and I put it into the MAC bottle because none of these come with pumps. Yeah, I think the MAC colouring system is quite strange. NC15, now somebody told me, I can't remember who it was, that the NC and NW with MAC stands for not cool or not warm. So does this then make this a warm shade? But I don't know. But at the moment I'm NC15 because I'm quite pale. The other foundation I've got that you have saw in my last makeup video is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. At the moment I have this in 3 Neutral, but as the better weather comes I will definitely need a darker shade. But it's lovely. It's not at all what I was expecting. I thought it was going to be a really illuminating, like a CC cream, I suppose. I think that's what I was expecting, but it's not. This has got real coverage, and if you put like an extra wee bit on, just that wee bit too much, it looks makeup-y. But if you just put the one layer on, I dab it in with a sponge, I just think it's so much nicer. And then just put an extra wee bit on places where you need it, and again dab it in with a sponge. I think it looks gorgeous. I've put this in here. I'm not sure if this would be classed as foundation or not. It's the Stila Perfectly Poreless Putty Perfector. Try saying that if you are pissed. And it's a funny sort of consistency. It looks just like a face powder, and to an extent it is. But when you smear it across your face, I don't know if I could, I don't know how it'll look on top of all this makeup. I've never really tried it on top of makeup before. But like, I usually just smooth it in this area. I'm going to have to do that on both sides, aren't I? Just to try and, as I say, smooth some of the pores away. I don't find I got on with this all the time. There's times when it looks great on my skin, but there's other times when it looks really patchy, and if my skin's particularly dry, it doesn't matter how much I moisturise it or how well I prep it, if my skin's particularly dry, this looks absolutely horrific. But on a good skin day, or on not so much on a good skin day, but on the right skin day, this can look great, and I find I don't need foundation with it. Okay, so that's foundation primers. I've got 2, I haven't got 2 concealers, I've only got 1 actually. Yeah, and that is the Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage Concealer, and this stuff is absolutely amazing. You need the tiniest wee bit to cover things, and I don't use this under my eyes. This one is for blemishes. As you can see, I haven't used it today because this one's for blemishes, not for under your eyes. I think for me this is quite heavy for under my eyes, so I keep this for blemishes. And I've got the e.l.f. Camo Concealer for under my eyes, and I'm really enjoying that now. So that is the end of base products. So I'm going to stop the video just now, put all these away, and get the next section out. Okay, next up we've got powders, and this is the one that I normally take out with me, and it's Clinique, and it's just a plain white setting powder. It's not white, it's colourless. let me see, Stay Matte Universal Blotting Powder, and this is fantastic for taking out. It's tiny, so it takes up very little room in your handbag. It literally just blots. It doesn't even leave much of powder residue, so it is more like a blotter than a powder. That's the one I usually take out with me. If I can find it, I sometimes take this one out with me. As I say, I haven't cleaned these. I really should have, but I haven't. And this, I know it's pink, and it is pink, but when you put it on your skin, it doesn't show pink. It seems to have a bit of an ombre. And this is Dior Skin Nude Air Colour Gradation. And as I say, it has got a bit of an ombre, but it doesn't show on the skin. It just literally, I'm going to use my nose again. Literally when I put that on my nose, because really that's the only place I have to blot when I'm out is my nose. Everywhere else stays relatively okay. And as you can see, it's a bit of a luminizer, but it's not highlight, it's not glittery, it's not shimmery in any way, shape or form, but it's not a matte powder, and that's what I love about it. The one I use for setting my makeup when I'm actually getting ready is this one. This is the Tarte Shape Tape powder, and this is in translucent, and it's the one with the wee mesh, and you never get too much. Even using a brush, you can use a brush with this, but I tend to use the wee puff that comes with it. And again, it's just a lovely translucent powder. It smooths, it blots, and it's not too heavy. I do set all my face with it if I'm putting like a heavier foundation on for going out. I do set my whole face with it, but it's not a heavy powder. Now these ones, this one is a powder. This is Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, and I love this. And sometimes I'll just buff this over my skin with a wee bit of concealer, and that'll be me for the day. I don't put a foundation on. And I can only use this really at this time of year because it is quite pale. So by the time I buff that into my skin, I do need to put a wee bit of bronzer on it. But I love this just for... And I do sometimes put it on top of foundation just to finish the makeup off. And the other Bare Minerals one I have, again, it's not clean. These products are products that I use. I'm not just keeping them so that they look nice in my collection. I do use all these products. And this is the, I cannot see it, 5-in-1 BB Advanced Performance Mineral Veil Finishing Powder. So it's like the other one, but this is a BB cream. By the time you buff this into your skin, if you buff it properly, that is the secret with Bare Minerals, with any powder, mineral foundation I suppose, is buffing it into the skin. When you think you've buffed enough, keep buffing a wee bit more, and it just seems to meld with your natural oils, and you get a lovely finish. And when my skin isn't as dry and I'm not having as much problems as what I'm having just now, this is what I like to use. Now this is a wee bit darker. I shouldn't have to shake any out, I don't think. This is a bit darker and suits my skin tone better. So when I buff this in, I don't need a bronzer. And I bring it down my neck a wee bit because obviously my neck's paler than my face because, well, I've got a wide jaw, so the sun doesn't get there. But this, I love this. As I've gotten older, I'm quite funny about powders that I put in my face. Obviously, as you get older, you get drier. So, like, lines and that show up on your face more. And I think finding something that is a powder that's going to keep me nice and not oily, but it's a powder, so it's not heavy, and I love that. Okay, that is all my powders. I'm going to put these away, and we're going to get the next lot out. Okay, the next lot is bronzers, blush and highlight. And I love blush, and when I cleared out my collection in makeup a couple of years ago, I got rid of a lot of my high-end blushes because they weren't ones I was using. They were literally just sitting there to look pretty, and I don't like that, so I got rid of them. And I'm looking to invest in a few more. I just haven't decided what ones yet. So I have only a few high-end blushers. Bronzer isn't something I wear every day, and I have a surprising amount of bronzer for somebody that doesn't wear a lot of bronzer. So let's start with the bronzers, because that's what I would put on first. This is the one I use most, and this is the Givenchy one, Prism Again Visage. And this is lovely. It's got 4 different, these two look the same but they're not. There's 4 different tones in this, and it just, I'm wearing this today actually, I don't know if it'll show, but I'm wearing this today, and this is just a lovely light, barely there bronzer, but it's enough for me because I don't know why. I like bronzer and I like the look it gives me on my skin, but for some reason it's not something I reach for on a daily basis. Even doing daily makeup as I do, sometimes just sit in the house I still put makeup on because I enjoy the time I have when I'm putting makeup on. But yeah, that's the one I use most. I actually have a couple of trial sizes. This is the Seattle London one, and as you can see there's a wee dent in that, but if I'm not putting a lot of makeup on, it's like a no makeup look. I use this in my eye crease, and again it's a nice warm tone. It's different. I think the Givenchy one's got like a nice pinkness to it, so it looks like when you put it on it looks like a bronzer that you've been out in the sun. This one, it's a lot warmer, so that is one that I usually keep for just in the crease of my eye. I have no idea what I thought I was going to say there. This one, it's another one, Realer Incredible Bronzer. This one I've used a couple of times on my face. Let me try it there. This is a bit darker, so this is not the time of year to be using this, but I got this in a Birchbox probably in November, I think. October, November time, so I haven't really used that very much. But again, that would be a nice one for taking away. If it's your shade, that would be a nice one for packing. I mean, it's tiny. That's it. In the palm of my hand, so that would be a nice one for taking away with you. Bronzer. This is a mess because I dropped this compact and I had to refit it with alcohol. Oops. I didn't do a very good job, as you can see. But this one, again, it's a lovely warm tone. And it is really nice. It feels nice on the skin. This is probably my smoothest, softest blusher. That's the only way I can think of to describe it. It's a lovely smooth powder, but I don't use it very often because I've broke it, and it's not, however much I've pressed it back into the compact, it's not like it used to be. I do have another bronzer, there it is. This is one I use in the summertime, my Burberry one, but it's got, look at the colour of that. That's quite bad. Yeah, this one's got a shimmer in it. It's not too pronounced on the skin, as you can see, it's well used, but this has got more of a gleam to it. So this is one I like in the summer. Instead of a highlighter, I'll wear this. Sometimes I don't even bother with a blush, and I'll wear that instead because I think that has got the most beautiful gleamy glow to it. It's absolutely stunning. This is the one that's got the smell, I'm sure it is. It's like, I think it's like a baby talc, not original Johnson's baby talc, but like, I don't know, it's just a smell I associate with baby talc for some reason. I need to get this wiped off my hand. I am covered. I have no more room for swatching things on my hand. So let's just take the alcohol that we've got sitting here for doing nails and give a wee swipe and get rid of all that. And then we're ready for the next lot, which is blush. Oh, I love blushes. I'm kind of obsessed with blushes. And I do, in general, have a lot of blush, but not so much high end. So let's start with the one I use the most. This is the Clarins one. I can't remember what it is. It's worn off the back because I use it so much. And this one, again, it's a miniature size. This was a gift with purchase, so it's just a miniature size, but I find miniature sizes are just as good as the large size. I mean, I paid, I think it was £55 for this blusher, and it's the same, this is a full size product, but it's the same size sort of product wise as that. So this is my Chanel one, obviously, and as I say, this is a full size product and that's a travel size. So if you've got a few things and you're not using the same thing every day, I think getting the travel size or trial sizes of things is a great way to have high-end makeup and get the benefit of the high-end makeup and skincare infusions that are in a lot of them without paying the full price, because these last for ages. I'm pretty sure this is baked. I think this is a baked blush, and it's just absolutely beautiful. It's subtle, but there's a sparkle to it. And I'm trying to pick up enough so that you can see it, but I don't know if the sparkle will show up on camera. I don't think it will. It's hard to see in real life, but it gives that illumination that is so pretty, but so, where is that glow coming from, if that makes sense. So that's my Clarins one. That's the one I use most. Whereas you'll go on to this one. This is the Chanel Blush Camellia Rose, and I love this. It's so pretty, and the colours, look at that. So when you swatch this one, the lighter pink does have a bit of a sparkle to it, but again, it's not a glitter sparkle, it's a glow sparkle. And then when you just brush over the two of them, you get a gorgeous subtle colour that's enough on the cheeks to show that there's colour there, but it doesn't look like you've just splodged on a load of blush. Or at least I don't think so. I love this blush. This was another gift with purchase. This is the Lancome one, the Blush Subtil, and it's 031 Pépite de Coral. And this has a sparkle to it, and you can't see this on the skin. It glows a kind of gold. You can, if you look closely, you can see the glitter in it. And it is glitter, it's actual sparkle, it's not just a gleam. So if you look close, you can see that. But this colour is so gorgeous when it's blended out properly on the skin. It's not a proper look at what you're seeing on my hand. When you blend this out on the skin, it's literally one of those glows where it's like you've been out in the snow and you've been playing and throwing snowballs and you've just come inside and the heat has hit you and your face is glowing. That's what this one is like. But there is a sparkle in that one. So I don't use it through the day too often. That's mainly a nighttime blush. This is a blush. This is the Kevin Aquan, but this is a lip and cheek product. Patrice, the colour is. The Creamy Glow. But this is for lips and cheeks. And I find this is the one I actually usually wear with red lips because it just blends out so nicely. Obviously I've picked it quite a bit, but I would never put that much on my cheek. So when you blend this out properly, you just get such a nice, and it is a red cheek, but it's not this red. It blends out to a nice, fair, subtle red. It does look pink, but you can see the redness in it, and it's such a lovely product. And on the lips, I like using it as more of a stain. I just sort of like dab it on and use it that way. So that is a gorgeous, gorgeous product. And I've got one more blusher. And after the Clarins one, this is probably my most used. And this is the Ciati London one in Matchmaker. And again, it's a baked product and there's highlight in it. So there's two parts to this blush, but when you mix them all together, you wouldn't know it. And that is a gorgeous colour. I'm not sure the camera's going to be picking them up because some of them you need to apply quite heavily in order for the camera to pick it up. Like you can see my blush today, but I've had to put that on quite heavy for the camera to pick it up. I mean, don't get me wrong, in real life it doesn't look horrific or like drag lady type blusher. It's nice, but in order for the camera to pick it up, you have to put it on just slightly heavier. So I don't think I'm getting the full picture of the glow and the colours on camera of these products. My last creamy blush that I would say is definitely a high end. You can see how well this has been used. This is by Terry. Is it Hyaluron blush, and I've nearly finished this. Where can I squeeze it to get it to come out? And again, this is lovely. This is just a nice, I would say this is definitely a daytime cheap product. See when you blend it out, it's just a really, really subtle peachy colour, but I love it. And it's got a typical high-end makeup smell. I don't know what that is, but it's a typical high-end makeup smell. And I have included another blush. It's not strictly high-end, but it's Colourpop. And for me, Colourpop, the price is up there just because by the time I pay customs on Colourpop orders and shipping, it's quite expensive. So this is Colourpop blush, and I have no idea because it's worn off. Oh no, it's up here. Cool It, it's called. And it's a rosy pink one, but it's a going by the name, it's a cool colour. So again, this is one I wear with a red lip because I'm no so keen on a warm blush with a red lip. But that is another lovely colour. I'm getting myself in such a mess here with swatches and such like. That's so much fun. High-end highlighters. I have had this one for such a long time, and this isn't even a company anymore, and it's the Gemma Kid Makeup School Dewy Glow All Over Radiance in Iced Gold, and I love this. You can see how much I've used it. There's a definite dip in that, and I'm really getting down to it. But when you smooth this out, you can use it in other places. I use it in the normal highlighter places, but I also use it here, and I do sometimes put it on the, in fact maybe I'll put a wee bit up there because I don't think I've got much of highlight up there. Again, I don't know if that will show on camera or if I would have to put it on a wee bit heavier. I've got so much makeup on all my fingers, I have to watch what finger I'm using. But this is lovely, and it's like a rose goldy kind of colour, which is my preferred colour of highlight. Yeah, so that's Gemma Kid. You can't get that anymore, so I'm kind of savouring that. This is another mini. It's like one of the ones that you get in the Sephora Isle of Doom ones. It's this size. I mean, it's tiny, but because it's a highlighter, you don't use it much. And this is the one. Oh no! Oh no! It's literally just fell out the pan and crumbled. Let me see if I can get it back in even slightly. Oh no, disaster. Disaster. So here's what we're left with. But again, this is another one that I love, and it is well used. If you can see it, it's a golden glow, and it's absolutely stunning. So I'm going to leave that, and we will press that back in later with some alcohol, if I can. And the last one I have, soooooo, and it's in the colour Clear. Just says natural flawless liquid highlighter. Now, I don't know if soooooo isn't the company. I know it's a company, it's I'm sure it starts with a J. But again, I got this in a glossy box or a birch box a while ago, and this is more of a pink one. It's similar to the Gemma Kid one, but this is a liquidy one rather than a cream, and I find that this is more of a strobing highlight, and I think I don't wear this very often for the simple reason I think it gives too much a gleam for me. I think that amount of highlight and gleam shows up too much texture on my cheeks, so I like one that's, I mean, I've got a decent highlight on today, but this one, it's not high end, that's why I've not included it, but this one doesn't show up a lot of texture, so I didn't mind putting this one on a bit more. But that one, I think just because of the consistency, it shows texture quite a lot, so I don't use it very often. Again, that's a going out one, something like the Lancome blush. Okay, I'm going to put this lot away. I'm going to get cleaned up a wee bit because I've made some mess, and I'll be right back. I've actually changed my mind. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do I've got two face palettes, and I'm going to include these with this, but I'm going to split this video into two, or it's going to go on forever because I've got eye products and lip products still to get through. So I'm going to split it into two. We'll do oh, there's one I forgot. It's a blush / highlighter. So I'm going to do these 3 products and then end the video there, and we'll do a separate one for the eyes and lips because I have loads. So this should have been in with the last lot. This is, I suppose it's a highlighting blush, and it's a gorgeous peachy colour, peachy pink shade, and I like this for through the day. If I'm not going anywhere too fancy, I'll put this on. It's so you just put it on your fingers and blend it in, or you can use a sponge or a brush, I suppose. I'm very lazy. So this one is Kiss and Smink, and again this is a Birchbox thing, and it's called the Everything Stick, and this is in Tulum, T-U-L-U-M, Tulum I think it is. And this is just a tiny wee thing, but there is a lot of product there. I mean, if you wind this right up, that's what you're getting in it, but you only need a couple of swipes on each cheek, and I mean it's proper. Yeah, I mean you can see it for there, it's proper full colour. It's a lovely product. So let's put that away. So the 2 palettes that I've got, this is the IT Cosmetics Je ne sais quoi palette, and this one says you are beautiful, you are it. So I think this has been a collab, maybe I'm wrong. Or is the owner of the company called Jamie? I don't know, because this has got kisses on it and it says Jamie. So so we've got a highlighter, a bronzer, a blusher, and like a wee setting powder. Oh, Hy-Vee. This I use for daily. I don't use this for going out so much. The setting powder I like for under my eyes. It's just a really fine powder which disappears to nothing, but it sets concealer beautifully. This highlighter is lovely, and it's one of these, I don't know, you ever seen the Laura Geller highlighter, and I think it's French vanilla I want to say, or French poodle, one of the two, and it gives you a glow. It's not even a gleam, it's a glow that just looks like you're having a really good skin day, and it's like that. Maybe got a wee bit more shimmer to it, but it's not a pronounced shimmer. And this blush colour is so gorgeous, and I find that because it's a peachy pink, I can wear this with whatever lip I've got on. If I've got a cool look with a cool lip, I can get away with wearing that because the pink's on the cool side. But if I've got a warmer look and maybe a peach lip or a brown lip, I can get away with that because the peach is on the warmer side, and it's just such a nice palette to use in general. The bronzer I don't use very much. As I say, I'm no a huge fan of bronzer. It's a nice enough bronzer. Again, it's kind of like the Dior one. It's got a really nice formula and a really nice colour, but I just don't use it very often. And my last one, probably my most expensive purchase, I think, is the Hourglass, one of the Hourglass edits. This is Ambient Lighting Edit Volume 3, and I love this. There's dents in every product, even the bronzer. These are, wait a minute till I wipe this off my hand so I've got spaces to swatch and show you. Let's get this off. So yeah, even the bronzer, it's just, they're such beautiful products. They're so nice. There's 2 blushes in here. There's 2 ambient face powders. There's the highlight and the bronzer. And every one of them is just absolutely beautiful. I love them all. Need to get them off. The ambient lighting powders you can use all over your face, and I do use them all over my face, but you can also use them as the baked highlighter, like what I was saying about the Laura Geller French Vanilla. This one is so similar to that, and that's one I tend to, if I'm powdering under my eyes and using this palette, that is the powder I tend to use, is this one here. But again, if you put it concentrated in just the right way, you can get a highlight from it. And this is the actual highlight in the middle. There is a sparkle where the highlight, the bronzer, and the lighter pinky peachier blush, there's a sparkle with them. This blush is luminous, but it's not sparkly. And this ambient powder, this is the one I would use all over my face. But again, if you concentrate it, you can get a lovely highlight that just looks like you're glowing. It doesn't look like a highlight because there's no sparkle, there's no shimmer. It's just a glow, and it's literally a glow. It's not anything other than you look like you've had a full 8 night's sleep, and you drink plenty of water, and you don't down copious amounts of coffee, which I do, and I wonder why I've got dry skin. So that brings an end to this part of the video. I will film the other part today, but this will probably go up a week before part 2. So, because I didn't want to like overshadow the channel with makeup videos and have no nail videos. So I've got some nail videos filmed and ready to go up. So what I think I'm going to do is, if I'm doing a makeup video, they'll go out on the Thursday, and the nail videos I'll continue on the Sunday. And if I've got like a review or something, that'll probably still be a Tuesday that I do that. So thank you very much for watching. If there's anything in here that you've used that you particularly love, or if you've got any recommendations for products, let me know, because I'm always looking for new things to try. And if I don't like it, somebody always gets my makeup eventually. It passes on to somebody, because I'll not see it go to waste. And as I say, I clear my makeup out. If I'm not using it, I get rid of it, because I don't like it just sitting. So let me know what your favourite product is that you saw today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!